Hello everyone, I'm Kevin, otherwise known as Form BX257. Here to bring another old G.I. Joe toy review, continuing on with the third installment of VAMP month of March. Last week I brought you a Sears Canada exclusive, so today I have a Sears US exclusive. The G.I. Joe Attack Vehicle and Heavy Artillery Laser Set, otherwise known as the 1984 HAL and VAMP 2-pack. Now, as a combination, this didn't appear in the cartoons. HAL actually only appeared once in the cartoon. However, it does have a precedence in the comic books. In issue number 1, this combination appeared, and also in issue number 8. So stay tuned for a double dose of green just in time for St. Patrick's Day. This wasn't a well-advertised Sears exclusive, and I don't believe it was available for very long within 1984. Despite that, there's 3 versions of the VAMP which came with the HAL. The HAL was always the same 1982-83 retail version. However, very few of these sets came with an 82-83 retail version of the VAMP. The only way you can tell if you had a Sears exclusive, but you had both retail versions, was if you had the instructions as well. I have the rather large combined instructions. They have both the VAMP and the HAL on the same sheet. And of course the blueprints again are all combined onto one sheet on the back side of the page. However, collectors really do prefer this version. And this had 3 differences between itself and the retail version. The first and most prominent difference is that it had the shovel molded onto the front hood fender here. Another thing was that it now sported a 1984 copyright date on the bottom, whereas the original had an 82 for copyright date. And the roll bars actually have this notch right there on the bottom of the A-pillar. And those notches are actually leftovers from the mold of the VAMP Mark II. And on here, those notches are actually stoppers for when you clip the doors on. The third version that I mentioned is extremely rare and has all the same outward appearances of the VAMP, this new version of the VAMP. It still had the shovel and the 84 copyright date and the notches. However, it had, instead of the old VAMP Mark I's dashboard with the green steering wheel, it had the VAMP Mark II's enlarged dashboard and the gray steering wheel. If you wanted one of these on the author market just by itself, in Japan in 1986, this is how they actually released the VAMP. They released it with a tan clutch, and that's pretty much the only way you could really get that version of the VAMP outside of the Sears exclusive. Well, that's all the time I have right now. Please check out my Facebook page for more information and behind-the-scenes photos for these reviews. Thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for next time to see another 1980s G.I. Joe toy review. See you then.